Welcome to the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.
3rd and 20, no problem. If you're Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp, that's a 70-yard throw and catch, and ultimately the Rams are up 20-3 as they go into the locker room at halftime. And a huge sigh of relief you've got to be if you're a Rams fan. You're up and you're on the road. Maria Taylor alongside Tony Dungy and Chris Sims. And you guys probably said pass rush 9,000 times in the pregame show. And that's ultimately what this game is about. Tom Brady has completed less than half of his passes, thrown an interception, no touchdowns, coach, and only 112 yards.
Yeah, and he's been under duress. His best pass protector, Tristan Wirfs, is out, and the Rams took advantage of that. They came after them relentlessly, but they did some things scheme-wise, Chris, to get after. First of all, starting with Aaron Donald playing left end.
No doubt. Made sure they got matchups, one-on-one matchups, so you can't help out on Aaron Donald, Von Miller. Very creative game plan by Raheem Morris, defensive coordinator, and mixing up coverages. That's the one thing I think Coach and I have looked at and gone, wow, they're all over some of the passing attack as far as what the Bucs want to do down the field schematically.
Meanwhile, Matthew Stafford on the other sideline, the question is, how does he play in big games? So far, 18 for 24, 229 yards.
He is playing outstanding. He's been on top of his game. The Rams have had a great game plan, but let's take a look at that 3rd down and 20 play and look at what Matthew did. Now, 3rd and 20, and the Bucs, they kind of tip it off. They're playing cover 2.
They're playing Tampa 2, Coach?
Tampa 2 in Tampa.
You kind of know that, huh?
Well, I know what these safeties should be doing, but I also know that Matthew Stafford knows this. He's sending 3 guys deep, and he's going to read the safeties, but watch what he does, Chris. He looks right down the middle to attract those safeties inside, keeps his head there, and then at the last minute, throws it outside to Cooper Kupp. Safeties get inside, but that was a lot of Matthew Stafford really manipulating the coverage.
Manipulating experience with his eyes, knowing what he's going to get on a 3rd down situation. And, yeah, looking the safety where he wants to get him. I think the other thing, Coach, we look at, Coach, is the pass protection. Special. I mean, even on that play there. So far, they've had all the answers. Sue, Barrett, JPP have not been able to get off.
Okay, Coach, well, give me one answer for Tampa Bay. Then what would you change or what adjustment would you make?
Tampa's got to find a way to protect Brady a little bit better, maybe use some maximum protection. They've got to throw some deep balls. Those Rams DBs
everything short over the middle. They're all over it, playing downhill. Got to take some shots.
All right, we'll see if they're taking shots in the second half. Either way, coming up, we're going to have Jack Drew and Rodney from the field in Tampa. But first, when everything feels right, that's the first ever Corolla Cross.
I've accomplished so much, I feel like, in the sport. So I got to win this for this reason, like, it doesn't really hit me anymore. And in the end, you kind of feel like, well, I fast forwarded through my life to get to this end goal, hoping that the end goal will be everything I've dreamt of. And it is in many ways it's not. I kind of got back to the basics of it, of like, how can I squeeze out the most enjoyment out of what I'm doing? And that's kind of now motivated me in a new way.
Shaun White is ready to compete in his 5th Olympics next month in Beijing. Mike Tirico's on his way over as we speak, so safe travels to our guy Mike. We'll catch him out in L.A. for the Super Bowl. Jack Collins with Rodney Harrison and Drew Brees. Fellas, L.A. is just going right up and down the field. What are the Bucs struggling with defensively?
Discipline. And Coach Arians has to do a better job of getting his team under control. And it starts with their best players. You look at Devin White. He had man-to-man coverage. Simple man-to-man coverage. We talked about it in the pregame show. He has to be disciplined. He gives up a touchdown. Then Dominican Sue, he comes in. He makes a beautiful play. Gets up chirping at Matthew Stafford, at the ref. He gets a 15-yard penalty. It sets up another touchdown. But even Tom Brady, he's getting up frustrated. These guys got to calm down, relax, and understand that they've been here before. And they're just playing with a lot of emotion, but they have to play with emotion in the right way.
Yeah, but how about the Rams offense? I think we have to give them some credit. Flawless execution all the way around. I love the way Matthew Stafford is getting the ball out of his hands, finding completions, and then hitting some of these big plays. The seam to Higbee in the first quarter, the big 3rd and 20 to Cooper Kupp, mixing in the screen game. They look like the more confident team right now.
Right? Nobody knows Tom Brady better than you. How can he get this thing fixed?
Get the ball to Rob Gronkowski, get the ball to Leonard Fournette, and allow him to make people miss an open space.
Yeah, and honestly, I think they need to get back to some of the gap scheme run game that they had on the first drive. They were having a lot of success with that. That's what sets up the play action, because Mike Evans is still your big play guy down the field.
And real quick, the Rams defensive backs, they're not afraid of Tom. They're sitting on everything. He's got to take a couple shots down the field to try to soften him up a little bit.
The Rams have just frustrated the defending champs from the very beginning of this game. 3 15-yard penalties that were born out of anger and frustration. It has been all Rams in the first half, 20-3 at the break.
And also now, the Buccaneers.
This has been the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.